Now imagine you have all the resources in the world, including abundance of money. What will you do? Well, some might buy luxurious items, properties and so on. But guess what? What is the world's seventh richest man doing with the money he owns? Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta, has started to prepare for the doomsday. Yes, the Facebook founder is creating a compound which also features a doomsday bunker. He is creating this compound in Hawaii. The compound is located on the Hawaiian island of Kauai. Conservative estimates put the total price of the compound at $100 million, which comprises underground bunkers, luxurious mansions, and other self-reliant features. The massive million-dollar project will have its own sources of food and energy. The secret project, which the Meta chief is apparently hiding from the public, is called Kulau Ranch. The project, which reveals that ranch is one of the most expensive personal construction projects in modern history. And it is under construction and consists of dozens of buildings, which includes two main mansions which will be connected through a tunnel. The tunnel will lead to an underground shelter which will have an emergency exit. The shelter will be blast resistant as well. The compound will consist of 30 bedrooms and similar number of bathrooms. Apart from this, it will also have a cluster of 11 disc-shaped tree houses. Not only this, the compound will have various security features with secret doors and much more advanced technology. It seems like the ranch is not only a retreat, but more like a potential survival base for Zuckerberg and his family in the wake of a global catastrophe.
This is the United Uprising channel. Welcome to today's show. In the wake of Leave the World Behind, the movie that is pretty much one of the most watched movies in the world right now from Netflix, the movie I've covered a few times, stories like this are coming out from even People magazine, many mainstream media outlets covering Mark Zuckerberg's super compound, reportedly underground, where he has 11 tree houses, 30 bedrooms, etc., etc. And that's because the movie obviously showed the doomsday bunker, which is something a lot of us have been prepping for. Now, none of us have the money to make a doomsday bunker. Maybe some of you do, I don't know. But obviously, we've all been prepping for what, they like to deem the apocalyptic end of the world, etc. But what we know is people like Mark Zuckerberg are the ones who are sabotaging and causing the chaos that's about to ensue. So the fact that they're releasing this is just telling you how normal and how they're normalizing all of these rich people having underground bunkers without having to explain to us why they have underground bunkers. They're just going, yeah, I guess Mark Zuckerberg saw Leave the World Behind, so he's got one. Right? They don't mention some of the stuff in the movie about the secret cabal and how they're causing chaos, etc. And then, of course, when people like us mention it and actually break down who they are, why they're doing it, well, we get removed from platforms all over the internet because the last thing they want you to do is figure out who's responsible for the, all the reasons that people out there are suffering from anxiety, depression, this feeling of uncomfortableness, losing friends, losing family members because of, infighting, family infighting over politics, etc. Because these people are gaslighting the crap out of us while they're destroying the world around us so that they can have more power over us and, in fact, enslave all of us. So Mark Zuckerberg obviously knows something's coming, but they don't want to tell you anything deeper than just going, hey, look, Mark Zuckerberg's got an underground compound with metal doors where he'll be, shut in and locked in underground. And, of course, Zuckerberg chose Hawaii, like I covered months ago about Maui. I talked about the connection with Zuckerberg over there and how Zuckerberg had all of this property on Kauai where he was stashing and storing, lots of food underground, in addition to the fact that all of these children went missing over there. And Zuckerberg has a compound that's about 1,500 acres in length. Okay, 1,500 acres big. So you could probably put one and one together as to why Zuckerberg has 30 underground bedrooms, et cetera, over there. Well, at least we can connect the dots and figure out what's going on over there, because children don't just up and go missing and there's no, trace of remains on the island. And it's like, what, we're supposed to believe that they all just turned into dust because of the fire? Now, obviously the type of fire that they had there, they could probably turn people into dust because it wasn't a real wildfire. We know it was a direct energy weapon, but they don't want you to wonder where the kids went. And of course, they don't want you to wonder why people like Zuckerberg are doing it over on the islands. They're doing it over on the islands, and a lot of them plan on going to Antarctica because they don't want you to be able to get near them, right? So we're going to need to figure out a way from the mainland here in the States to get over to the islands, because if we're going to have a direct map of where Zuckerberg's going to be now, again, it doesn't mean he's necessarily going to be there. He's probably going to be in Antarctica. But for the time being, they're trying to explain why Zuckerberg is building such a mass complex there. And they're using the movie to kind of make people go, oh, he's just, they're crazy. These are the people who are silencing conspiracy theories online, right? Zuckerberg won't let you post on Facebook about any type of conspiracy, yet Zuckerberg's the one building an underground bunker. So what, is he listening to fear mongers like me, which I get called all the time? Or is it because Zuckerberg obviously knows exactly what's coming, and he's one of the people responsible for creating it? So he thinks he's going to weld himself underground. I mean, honestly, personally, let's take a paddle boat over there from the States. I'll take a canoe. Okay, over there in the States. I'll bring a welder with me. Anybody know a good welder? Because I'd love to weld through these metal doors. Because remember, when they shut this whole thing down and they do this operation that they have planned, there aren't going to be rules. It's going to be a lot like the Purge. So they expect us to go against one another because they've obviously gaslit everybody to turning on one another. But people like me and you, well, we will be thinking bigger than that, because this will be your only chance if you can find Mark, or you can find Billy Gates. You can go over and say hi. Say hi. Wham! I'm just kidding. Wham, the band, I meant Wham, right? George Michael, right? Last Christmas. Get it? See the correlation there? Wham, Last Christmas. Last Christmas for Mark. Anyway, folks, let me go into this story, okay? So Zuckerberg's Hawaii super compound reportedly includes a secret underground bunker and 11 tree houses. Don't be suspicious. Surprising new details have been revealed about Zuckerberg's massive and mysterious compound in Hawaii, conveniently at the same time that people are researching about this, because they know people saw that movie and they're researching underground bunkers. They're rubbing this right in everybody's faces. So an in-depth investigation by Wired uncovered that the Meta founder's island hideaway appears to include numerous unconventional features, like an underground bunker with a concrete-filled metal door, a collection of 11 tree houses connected by rope bridges, and some extreme security infrastructure. The report, which cites building plans viewed by the publication and a source familiar with the developments, notes that Zuckerberg's compound is comprised of about 12 buildings, including numerous guest houses and structures associated with agriculture and ranching combined. They'll house at least 30 bedrooms and 30 bathrooms, the outlet states. So again, the odds of him actually being there when stuff goes down is probably zero. I'm joking about going over to the island, etc., because if they're telling you that this is an underground bunker where someone like Zuckerberg will be, they're telling you so that you go in the wrong direction. These people will likely all be in Antarctica. Now, they might be in some of the military underground, there's going to be people in the underground structures here in the States, probably likely military and not as higher up people that they need to protect. The big boys, the big names that need to be protected will be in Antarctica, and there'll be no way to get to them. But the fact that they're telling you that Zuckerberg has this here, this compound has been there for quite some time, and I believe they use these homes obviously for different things underground, okay? Not for what they're telling you with the apocalypse, but they expect when things hit the fan that people are going to be like, where's Zuckerberg's son? And you're going to walk in, there's just going to be a stuffed dummy laying there of Zuckerberg. Not that there's much of a difference, but it'll obviously be a distraction and a detour, because people aren't going to realize where they really, really are. But people should be suspicious as to why these exist, and they just tell you it's a doomsday bunker. They use these underground facilities that they build. This is where the children who just conveniently go missing, whether it's the Maui situation or other situations when we have CCTV cameras everywhere now. Everybody's been tricked into getting a Ring. So there's surveillance footage everywhere. Kids are very likely, young kids, to have cell phones this day and age, especially foster kids, etc. So where are they going with all this technology that we have? Oh, right. They're going where they don't want you to find them, and they're telling you that there's no way that they can, and they just pretend that they're runaways, because it's easier to say that someone's a runaway than to do an actual investigation, even though it's probably easier to do the investigation and find them. But again, they don't want you to find them because they don't want you to see who's involved in this stuff. So those are things you can find out over on the website, uprisingrevival.com, because can't talk about it here. I'm probably already toting the line here on YouTube. So they say, again, the report cites the building plan. So if they're releasing the building plans, you should already be suspicious as to why people Zuckerberg doesn't have to release the building plans for any of this stuff. So they're putting it out there as obviously a distraction. So the main residential structures are 2 mansions, which will reportedly house a gym, pool, sauna, hot tub, cold plunge, and tennis court. Okay, I guarantee you that, the stuff that's underground there is not really too much of that. Probably a lot of cages underneath there. But the home's most intriguing feature maybe what's below the ground. The plans that the two main residences have will be joined by a tunnel that branches off into a 5,000 square foot underground shelter, according to Wired. The bunker will reportedly include living spaces, rooms for mechanical equipment, and an escape hatch. The door to the space will be similar to those found in bomb shelters and filled with concrete. Sources also told the publication that the compound will be completely self-sufficient with an 18-foot tall water tank and pump system and extensive food production already in place on land. And again, what I'm telling you here, if you're not, connecting the dots, these celebrities have underground bunkers and stuff made, and they use kind of this dismissal to, the apocalypse, right? Remember, they don't believe in conspiracies, but they have all this stuff. So they have an out and a reason to have these types of things being built and erected, but they use this for other purposes. Okay, there's probably tons of cages and other things under there. You'd be lucky if they're, giving kids and stuff water. But we know what's really going on because you're not really going to find these people, realistically. Somebody like Zuckerberg, you're not going to find when crap hits the fan. But the notion is the problem here. The notion that this is going on in front of our faces, that they're revealing that they have underground bunkers, and these people still call us conspiracy theorists. The fact that we talk about this stuff, and then all of these people who silence conspiracies, whether it's Gates, right? Oh, there's crazy conspiracy nuts talking about chipping and et cetera. Oh, Zuckerberg, all of them. Kardashians I've covered have the underground bunker. The fact that they all dismiss us and then nobody goes, well, what are you building one for? Why do you have one? Oh, in case of Russia? Is that supposed to be? Oh, okay. So that's a credible reason, right? They don't have any. And they're telling you, they have them, but they don't have any reason that people should believe and accept why they're doing this. And what really should be going on is people should go, all right, there is something to all this stuff these crazy conspiracy theorists talking about. They're not so crazy after all. They're actually 100% truthful, and we should never have called them crazy because we should have been suspicious of the fact that they were silencing these people and removing their channels and removing their platforms thousands of times over because they were waking people up to what's coming and what's happening. And then, of course, when the movies show you this, like I covered yesterday, if you didn't see, Leave the World Behind, they're coming out with articles on what predictive programming is. And somebody even mentioned like Tim Pool and some of these fake alt-right guys are covering predictive programming. They're covering stuff that we've covered for years. We're told we were crazy. Now they're covering it and giving you the wrong information on what predictive programming is. They're like, predictive programming is just a coincidental thing, or script writers are, putting this stuff in there. It's why they're putting it in there is for this reason or that reason. And everyone's just dismissing how universal law works, how the occult and black magic works, right? Because they don't want you to think that stuff's really going on, even though, like I've said a million times, they tell you day in and day out that magic is real. It'd be pretty hard for you to go into your DVD collection or whatever you got and find a DVD that isn't about magic or doesn't have some tie-in, whether it's a love story and then they go, it's a magical love story, or it's literally Disney magic or magic, Harry Potter magic, you name it. Right? This stuff is real. It's legit. And that's really where, predictive programming ties into them showing you in advance of what's coming and desensitizing you to it. So back to Zucker scum. They say elsewhere in the compound, a less distressing development is reportedly planned, a collection of tree houses. Yeah, that's not creepy. According to Wired, documents show a web of 11 disc-shaped tree houses that will be connected by rope bridges, allowing visitors to cross from one building to the next while staying among the treetops, right? Nobody's suspicious. There's this creepy man who everybody, liberal or not, would look at. Nobody really likes Zuckerberg, right? Isn't that something that liberals and conservatives could unite on? I don't know if I've ever met anyone who's like, I love Mark Zuckerberg. Somehow some of these people like Gates, which is insane. But Zuckerberg, couldn't everybody unite and say he's creepy, right? Oh, he's just got 11 tree houses. Nobody's suspicious, right? They're like, oh, you're just stretching because it's a tree house. You think it correlates with kids. Oh, what does it correlate with? An adult being a child, I guess, because so many adults are behaving as kids, they think it's normal for a billionaire to build a survival compound with tree houses in it. There's no correlation there with kids at all. No, he's looking to go play peekaboo and manhunt. He wants to play manhunt and hide and seek while the apocalypse is happening. He's going to go, hey, who wants to play manhunt? We're going to have tree houses with bridges connected to it. Let's pretend that we're butt pirates. I'll be Johnny Depp. Let's pretend it's Pirates of the Caribbean. And we'll walk across, hey, matey. Yeah, no, that's not what's actually happening. So a spokesperson for the couple told people in a statement, Mark and Priscilla value the time their family spends at their ranch and in the local community and are committed to preserving the ranch's natural beauty. When they acquired the property, they rescinded an existing agreement that would have allowed for portions of the property to be divided into 80 luxury homes. Under their care, less than 1% of the overall land is developed, with the vast majority dedicated to farming, ranching, conservation, open spaces, and wildlife preservation. This includes a large cattle ranching program, organic ginger and turmeric farms, a nursery dedicated to native plant restoration, and partnering with Kua's foremost wildlife conservation experts to protect native birds and other endangered. Oh, yeah, that sounds real accurate. And people hear that and they eat it. They're like, this guy's a conspiracy theorist. Mark just told you. He's putting billions of dollars in there because he wants to have a wildlife conservation. He wants to protect native birds. Oh, is that why? I mean, what time were you born yesterday? Were you born at 6 o'clock? Are you not figuring out what's going on yet? No, he's putting all this into it because he wants to have a wildlife preservation on the island of Kauai. That's why he's got 11 tree houses, underground bunkers filled with cages. Oh, I mean saunas. I mean, get real. Are people going to wake up? You'd think movies like the Leave the World Behind would wake them up. And everybody has an uneasy feeling. You could see people talk. They're like, oh, yeah, what's the real me? Because people start searching. That's one of the good things about their predictive programming films is that people feel uneasy and then they start searching about it. But they'll make sure that they don't find people like me who could wake them up quick to what's going on. Because once I show you the signs and symbols, you start peeling that onion back, right? You start waking up quick and realizing that you're in a simulated reality. Seriously, in a simulated reality. So let's continue on with what's going on down there, or over there. According to several people the publication interviewed on a condition of anonymity, workers have been fired for doing so. Wired reports hundreds of workers are trucked in and out of there, prohibited from sharing any information about the projects they're working on, taking photos, or even communicating with other teams on site. Of course they're not allowed to. They can't take pictures of all the things going on underground there. Are you kidding me? Yeah, blow this thing open really quick. But, I mean, why are they even releasing I guess they have to, like, at least let you know that there's some type of compound there since it's a small island and half the island is owned by Zuckerberg. So they say security guards on patrol, including the adjacent beach, according to Kauai residents and former employees, and plans viewed by Wired show 20 security cameras on one of the buildings alone. Many of the doors will allegedly be soundproof and accessible via keypads. Several are what the outlet describes as blind doors, hidden entry points indistinguishable from the surrounding walls. So, I mean, are people connecting the dots? What does he need soundproof doors for? Well, we know, because when you hear the cries of children, you know, it's going to make people wake up. And they're going to hear them. They're going to go over there and try to help them. So, of course, he's got soundproof doors because he's blasting music down there, and he doesn't want you to hear him, you know, playing Celine Dion underground. Right? He's like, I'm going to be really respectful, even though I own half the island. I don't want people to be able to hear. Oh, okay. Well, why don't we get the location of this and get some welders, and then we'll see what happens, even though I'm telling you that he is not going to be there when crap hits the fan, okay? Let's be realistic. They're probably going to have a lot of people underground there, though. Question is who's going to be underground there, but they're not going to let this go to waste. We already know there's people underground there right now, probably, you know, a lot of the missing ones. So the billionaire isn't just using the land as a family getaway. No, clearly he's not. For his wife and 3 children. He's also already hosted 2 tech industry events at the site. Is that right? 2 tech industry events. Was it right around the time of the fire that he hosted these events? You know, when they were all meeting about what they would do if a huge fire occurred, while a huge fire occurred, right? Let me guess. Is Microsoft down there? Apple's down there? Yeah. Yeah, what are they doing? Why do they need to be underground, folks? Nobody asks the questions, of course. Yeah, I bet he was hosting the event for 2 tech companies. What was on the menu that day? Human a la Cobb? Yeah. The compound has been a controversial addition to the island community, causing conflict with indigenous groups, reportedly creating excessive noise and traffic and becoming a part of a larger debate about billionaires buying up land across Hawaii. Zuckerberg and Chan have made attempts to ingratiate themselves with the locals, contributing significantly to charities, and of course for the one-niner disaster relief efforts, et cetera, et cetera. So it's all a ruse, folks. The problem is that we should be just going, no, you're not allowed to buy that land, and you're not allowed to do that, right? Remember, capitalism is for them. They want to remove capitalism, not so that we all live equally. Capitalism will be for them, amongst themselves. The rest of us will be enslaved to them. They'll have underground bunkers filled with food. You won't be able to access it. They'll be soundproof. You won't be able to find it. I'm sure this will be disguised. And then if you're looking for anybody, you know, if you're looking for the current Johnny Goshes of the world, you'll be able to find them. Right? Coincidence that story was just trending on CNN again? Talking about the Franklin cover-up. I cover that over on the website as well. People want me to do a deep dive, and I probably will. I'm on a roll right now. So I'm pumping content out over on the website, Uprising Revival, for anybody out there that wants uncensored stuff that you can't talk about here. I wouldn't be surprised if this somehow got a strike just for some of the references in it, but I can't help it. It's hard already to not cover topics I want to cover. This is obviously a topic I do want to cover, and I want to go into more detail about what's going on underground, but you can use your imagination, right? So if you're new to it, check out the website. Make sure you sub to my backup channels now. And of course, let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is all just a big coincidence, right? You guys are all crazy conspiracy theorists. Give me a break. Get some welders, find these places, and open them up now. Let's see what's really under there. Yeah, soundproof. Wonder why. Tree houses. Wonder why. 30 rooms for three people in his family. Wonder why. Oh, it's so he could host big tech events. And he has to do it underground. He can't do it at the local Marriott, right? Got to be on his property underground. Oh, what's he hosting? Yeah, like I said, human a la cob on the menu. Thank you guys for being here. Hope you're all doing well. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. God bless you and your families as always.